This
Like you see my
conference
screen.
will now be recorded.
You see my screen, right? Everyone?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, screen. Yeah.
Yes, Anurag, we can see your screen.
Okay. So there are five different tools basically for each project, which is board, repo, pipeline, test plans, and artifacts. So boards cover around 25% efforts, or like what's the total, not 20, not 25, maybe 20% of the efforts required, or whatever the features provided by this tool. Boards is 20%. Repos and pipeline are mostly basically consist 40% or 45% of the area. So total these three tools are basically cover 75% part of the total trainings or whatever, like whenever we working in real Azure DevOps also. These three things, which boards, repo, and pipeline, those makes us a DevOps engineer. Doesn't matter if we are using Azure DevOps or any other third-party tool. The repo concept, which we have explaining you about Git and TFVC, remains same, whatever the tool we use. Pipelines, when we'll be creating CI/CD build definitions, released pipelines and all, it will remain same, whatever the tool we cover, doesn't matter. So we either use Azure DevOps or any other Jenkins, Bamboo, or Cruise Control, whatever the tool it is, that will remain same. So till boards to pipeline, we cover around 75% of the total things. Apart from this, we have covered like different organization setting, project setting, managing permissions, adding users, subscription and all. Those are some 10% part of the training. So like if we completing repos today, we will be completing around 50% of the total. And rest 50% will be covered, like 30% in pipeline, 10% in test plans and artifacts. Those are like not much critical or not very complex also. So that's what I just wanted to tell you, because Ganesh or these Raghav guys have asked me like I should inform you guys like how much course is done and how much is pending. So any questions in that?
No, Anurag.
Thanks, Sachin. Anirudh?
So far, no question.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'll be repeating again for you, Raghu. So that day we were talking about files. We have spoke of TFVC, right? And apart from that, I started with Git as well. So in Git, I showed you how do we connect from Visual Studio. In Visual Studio, how do we connect uh, from Visual Studio to our Azure DevOps project. So I'll repeat it again. I'll close everything. Teams, manage connections, and manage connections and connect to our Git repository. So this repo I already cloned. So the concept which I have told is basically Git and TFVC. The TFVC or any other source control tool is like they have a central repository or central system where all the code is situated. So whenever any user works, they create a workspace in their local and they downloads the file and work, and whenever they are done, they make a check into the central repository. Why we have seen that in TFBC, like we have created a local folder, we mapped our directory, and then we did check and check out. While in Git repo, there is a distributed version control system. Distributed means apart from the central repo where our all code is reside, every developer will have a local copy of the repo. So whenever they start working, they have to clone the repository from remote location to their local. So that means they are creating a local repo, and in the local repo they can do all version control features like check in, check out, and local. They don't need to go back again and again to the remote for check in, check out. They do in their local, and finally once they are fine with everything, they push their changes to the remote. So that's what whenever we start working to any of the Git repo, we have to first clone it into the local. So this one I have already cloned, so it's not asking me. Let me open one more, so and we will try to clone that. I'm connecting to the new project, which is another one, mass assessment. And if I connect to this, it will ask me to clone this first. So, so I'm cloning this one first. So my mass assessment repository will be cloned into this folder. This way, I'm making a copy or a local organization or a repo. So it is now cloned. Now I'll go back. Just I've this. I did it for just cloning. I'll be going back to my original repository, which was this one, parts unlimited. And if you remember, we have done some changes. So I'll open the solution file or the code file in my solution explorer, and we'll do some check-in, check-out operations there. Like I'll edit this file. This file I will edit. Packages. Hello, I have made some changes. Control S. And how do I push those changes on the central repo? I'll go to changes. I see this file is modified because I just made this change. First, I'll give some commit message, and before. So when we are doing commit, that means we are making change in local repo, not into the remote, which is on browser. So how do I see that? So if we go there, this is my repository. I'll refresh it. And which file we are modifying is basically package.config. I'll open the same file here. So see, package.config. And I'll modify this file. I'll not modify. So if you see this, uh, package is like packages. So I'm modifying the same file in local, and I'm committing it, commit all. So it is committed to my local repo. If I refresh this one, there will be no changes in this file. It will be packages only. So the changes which I made in my local file, not into the central file. So packages is still package. Now if I want my changes to push to remote, which is that one, I have to sync and push. So I'll push this. Sorry, this one I have to push it from here. This is what I have committed. So because I had done some wrong thing yesterday, it's not aligning. Okay. So I think it is done now. We'll just verify this over there. So this change is now visible here. So commit and push. In between commit and push, I showed you one more thing, which was staging. So if we are making changes in more than one file, and this one, the config. So you see two files. If I commit both, then both will be ready for push. If you don't want to commit all together, so what we do, we stage another file first, and we get an option of commit stage file. So we have one file is staged, one is in changes. So now I have option to commit only the stage one. So that way I can only make the commitment for the file which I want. It's not mandatory to commit all files altogether. So these are the main operations: commit, stage, fetch, push, and all. One more thing. So we are pushing changes from here to the remote. What happen if there are changes in the remote? And okay, let me first push all the changes. Um, sync, push this. I have one more change. Commit and push this. All right. So now both our local and remote are exactly same because we have pushed all the changes. What happen if I make any changes in remote, but how do I get this in local? So if I'm editing this file in remote, hello 1 2 3, it's not like you only editing, it may be any other user has modified. How do you get those changes in your local? So let's say this one some other user has modified it, and I need to refresh the page first. Hello 1 2 3, cancel, edit again, commit. All right, so this we have done some dummy changes, or maybe some other user had done, and you are working in your system. So if you want to get those changes in your local, how do we go there? So sync option is there, which basically help us to sync our local and remote. So it is like if any changes are going from local to remote, we have to use the push. Or if anything coming from report to local, we have to do the fetch. And it will fetch the things from remote to local. Now, so fetch basically fetch it, and pull basically merge it into our local. So same way, when we are pushing from here, we first do the commit and finally make the push. Same thing when it is coming from up, first we have to fetch, which basically shows us these are the changes, and pull basically merge it to the exact file. So which file you modified? We have modified package.config with this rrrr. I'll open that file here, refresh, package.config. So this rrrr. So that way we can get code from remote to local. So these are the main operations which we can do with respect to source control of Git, like commit, push, fetch, pull, sync, stage. These are the main things which we do. And apart from this, if you want to see the history, we can go to any particular folder or file and see from history. We can see like who have made what changes to this file and all. So basically, we were making changes in this file, so we could see all the details. Package.config. You see these many changes I had made it to this file, and these are the comments. So from particular file we can see, or if you go to the commit section here under repo, it will show you all the changes made into this repository. So these are the different changes which have been made. All right. Now the new concept which I had explained yesterday already, I'll be covering it again for you. Basically, that was branching. So branching I had explained you in TFVC, where we create the copy or clone of existing system or files. Like when any new feature is being developed or any new requirement comes in, so we do not touch the existing code, or we create a branch and we start developing the things there. So when we were doing all check in, check out, whatever we were doing, we were actually doing in any of the branch. So if you see, we are connected to branch which is Azure Training Visual Studio. This branch I created for Azure yesterday for training purpose. So whatever changes we were doing, those were changes were going inside the this branch. And if you want to see the branches from here, I'll show you the branches. So in my particular repository, which is a mass assessment repo, parts unlimited, I have these many branches. So all branches have almost like same kind of code, but folder structure and everything is same, but different changes we have been making. So this main branch is the master branch is basically the master which gets created whenever we create any repo. And from this we can create sub branches or any other branch. So now if you see this one, this is the master branch. I'll create a new branch today to clear the concept what is branch and all. So you see these all codes over there. I'll create a new branch, give the name Aniruddha Training, and we are creating it from master. So whatever the code is in master will be copied and it will create a new branch called Aniruddha Training, and that branch will also have the exact same code. So I'll create it. Now we have got one more branch under the training. So master and main both are altogether same. Now, if you want to make any changes, you can make into your Aniruddha training and you are not modifying the master. So in what scenario we use such things, branches and all, like let's say if you have some production code which you have deployed on production and that is in master branch. Tomorrow you are developing a new feature on any new requirement, you do not touch what is in master. Maybe if you touch that, you are disturbing the production code. So they create a new branch, they start development into that and they do their commit, push and everything to this one. And once in the end, when they find like, okay, all the changes are verified, everything is fine. Whatever the changes we have made here, we will merge it to master. So master will get the latest changes what we have done. So that way it works. So I'll show you, we will make some changes in this branch. So how do we switch? So in browser, it's very simple. You just select from here and you can go to any of the branch and you will see the code which belongs to that branch. While in Visual Studio, here in the bottom, you have option which shows like which branch you are currently working. So we are on Azure Training. If we want to go to any other branch, we have to switch or choose from here. So just now we created a new branch in remote, but that is not reflecting here because we have to sync it. So I'll sync it. I'll pull the things from there. And now the new branch will be reflected over here, which is if you go to the branches, you will see all the branch, which is Aniruddha training. And if you want now, if we will be working in Aniruddha training, so I'll double click on this. And now you see we are switched back to Aniruddha training. So whatever the file changes and all we'll be doing into this. We'll not be modifying any other. So let's say I'll open any file again here. Now this files which we are seeing, these belongs to this branch. If we switch back to any of the branch, automatically Git will show us the files which belongs to another branch. So I'll open package.config and I'll make some changes here. Packages, need the and save it, change, commit, branch training, something, committing, and then pushing. So we are working in this. So whenever we are doing any changes, we always make sure like we are in correct branch. Sync, push. So it is pushed, and if you refresh on the server, you can see the latest changes over there. SRC packet.config Aniruddha. So this is reflecting here. Now, if you go back, because we created this from main branch, remember. So if I go to main branch or master branch, I don't see this change because we made the changes in the master. All right. So this way, this branching concept works. So teams will work on their new branch, which is Anuruddha training, and they will make their changes and all. In the end, when they find like, okay, I'm good, I want to merge my changes into main now. So how this merging works in Git is like you have to create a pull request. Pull request means master branch is basically managed by the superiors of the team, like who are the lead or managers who has more experience, and when they allow, then only you can merge code into the master branch. So we are asking them to review our code. Like, okay, we have made the changes. Can you please review? And once they find, okay, this is code reviewed and everything looks okay, they will proceed further and merge our code to master. So how does it work? We will be creating a pull request. Pull request means code review. So we are asking our senior to review the code. So I'll create new pull request and I'm creating a pull request for merging between Aniruddha training to master. So I'll give so I need to assign like who will review my code. So only one user is there, so I'm assigning my code to Anurag Chen. Basically, we have to assign it to our managers or superior who are assigned for this role. And if you see only this file has some modified changes, so it will be part of this pull commit or this code review. If we have more files, we can assign all the files all together and they will review everything. So I'll create this pull request. One second, I'm getting a call. I have created a pull request and assigned it to my reviewer who is Anurag Chen. So now basically I've assigned it to myself only. I see this here. Otherwise, you will assign it to the reviewer, and the reviewer has to go to his computer. He will log in and he'll see the pull request. He'll see this pull request is created for this guy. So he will open that pull request and we'll see like what is there in this pull request. He will verify, okay, this file is being changed and this guy had done these changes. You will see it not like one change, there could be any a number of changes. If he find, okay, no, there are some wrong thing and all, he will provide his updates to the developer, like and he will reject it. So he will approve with suggestion, he can approve, he can reject, and whatever he want he can do with the this pull request. Pull request is code review. So for me it looks fine. I'm saying okay, it's okay, I'm approving this code review. Once this code review is approved, I need to complete the merging. So the user will go there, he will see this. So he will complete the merging. So the code will be merged to master branch. Complete merge. So there were no conflicts found, and my changes have been merged into the master. So now if we go back to the master branch, not Azure, AzureDevops Training. So if you go to master, my latest changes should be visible there, which was, let's see, limited stuff conflict service. So these changes are merged from Anirudh branch to master. That should be shown in this history also. So we can see this from here in the history. Like these commands were made in so it came from the pull request number 6, and what was there, that all can be seen in this one. So these are the basic concept of working in the Git with Azure DevOps. So working with Git can be done through browser if we are in Azure DevOps. It can be done with the Visual Studio. Visual Studio is basically having some extension through which we can connect. Apart from this, Git has like there are many other tools which can by using that we can connect to Git. One is Git command line. By using Git command line also we can do the same things, like we can clone the repo, we can make commit, we can do push and all by running different commands. Apart from command line, there is Git itself. If the teams are not using Visual Studio, Git is giving some third-party tools which also can help to do the same things. But anyhow, in the end, the things will remain same. So I'll show you few things with the command line. So when we install Visual Studio, in one of the folder we get Git also. So maybe you are using some other version, you will get it somewhere else. So common Visual Studio common 7, and this folder I have the Git exe. So it's a command line of Git. How does it work? I browse to this location. So maybe Anirudh, because you are not from software background, you might not relate it. Uh,
Yeah.
okay. So now, like, how does it work? So there is one. This is a tool which my Git provides. So by using this get.exe, we can run different commands. So first command is basically we want to clone. So the cloning which we done in Visual Studio, that we can do from here also. So this is like quite complex thing because mostly users don't use this. They use UI where they see what needs to be clicked. So they click on different things. But I'm just telling you for if you need any extra information. So git clone and give the repository URL, like what is the URL of my repo. So clone and gives me the URL. This is the URL. I copy this, paste it here, and it will clone it. So it's cloning, and where it is cloning in this folder. So same file will be downloaded inside this. So it's giving some error because of some certificate and all. That doesn't matter for now. Uh, so that's what. So that is again one extra tool. But as Azure DevOps engineer, we don't need to worry about that because Teams uses Visual Studio and the browser for connection to Git. All right. So any questions in the Git?
Uh, in the last part, right, in the command line, are we supposed to
Mm-hmm.
know? Is it like when we have any questions on this when we go for
Uh-huh.
an
Interview, yes. Interview, if you are going, he might ask you the Git basic commands. Okay.
interview?
So because UI, he won't ask you to click here and there, but when you're going for interview, and if it is a Git, and when you are going for DevOps interview, 99% chances are there that he will ask the questions from the Git. So basics, like what is check in, check out, commit, and basic terminologies, But he might
Yeah.
ask you the Git commands also. That is like one of the main famous questions in the DevOps interview. So like one command is basically clone, which is basically for cloning. Okay. So I'll give you a link where it tells git commands. So you just read those commands. So you can relate. So for git commit, so we were doing commit, right? So same command is there. Git commit command is there, which needs to be run like git and commit. So that is for commit. Git push is basically for pushing. Git push. For creating a branch, there is a command called git branch. And you give the new branch name and all, and it will create a branch. For merging, you have a command called git merge. So for everything, whatever we have done in UI, there is a command. So if you want to read more about it, you can read it from here. Top 20 git commands, so which is git clone, git add if we are adding a new file, git commit if we are making a commit, git diff which will show the difference of different version of file, git status which will show you like what is the status, git rm for removing, git branch for creating a branch, checkout is for checking out the code, merge is for merging, push is for push, pull is for pulling code, and stash. So whatever options we have done, operations we have done, for each there is a command. And later on you can read more about it here. So like how does this git init work? He is explained here with the example. So you run git init and give the repository name. So this is your repo name he's giving. So it will initialize the git repo. Git clone URL. So same thing I've done here. So I've run git clone and then URL of my git repository. Same thing we have to done here. Git clone URL. He has done it here. So you can read it more over about here, and maybe because we are in training, it's not like I'll not repeat Git if you get chance during our training any of the day, you read it, and if you get questions for any of the command, will be help you out. But first, you make concept clear using the UI. Don't go with the command line for now, otherwise you will be more confused. You go with this. You try to do some check in, check out, commit, and all. And once you are comfortable with this, using command line is like very easy.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm pinging this URL which you can refer in later.
Okay.
All right. So any more questions in this? Or because now we have to start pipeline. I'm not sure because these guys have not joined, and if I start today again, I have to repeat it tomorrow. So better we can stop it here, and tomorrow we'll start with the pipeline.
Okay.
Or if you want, I can start today itself because today my plan was to start with pipeline, but you didn't join yesterday. I have to repeat it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So pipeline is like because if I start pipeline today, it will be there for 3 4 days. And if these guys are not there, and if we start there 3 4 days, they will not be able to relate it. Like, what are we doing? And this is like one of the main concept of DevOps engineer. If you don't know anything else, and if you know CI/CD and pipeline, 99% chance you will get a new job. Hmm? So
Okay.
better we will start it. But you do concept clear on Git first because that is again like main requirement. So you both of you try with the command line as well as on this
Mm-hmm.
Visual Studio,
Mm-hmm.
and once you get the hands off confidence, because today I was showing you, but when you will be doing it will be a little complex for you, like what is saying, how do I merge, how do I change, how do I do this, blah blah. So you do this, and if you have some questions, let me know. All right.
Okay.
Where is our local Git folder created, Anurag? It is in
So if
our
you right
project.
click on, yeah, if you right click on this and open in File Explorer, you will see. So when you clone any repo, I'll show you again. Okay. So when you
Mm-hmm.
clone any repo, it will ask you the local folder as well. So if I have any other repository, wait, I'll create
Yes,
new
yes,
repo
yes.
first. Hmm?
Correct.
Alright, so I'll show you again once it's fine. I'll create a new repository here. New test repo. Let's say this is created. I want to connect to this. It is there. Test connecting. I need to clone it first. So when I'm cloning it, you see this is the remote path. This is my local path.
Local, yes.
So by default it goes here, but if you want to change, you can go anywhere. So let's say I'll create a Git folder. Inside that it will create my repo
Okay.
with the repo this way. So it will clone it inside that.
Mm-hmm.
Cloning. So if you go to cgit test, now it has cloned it over here.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's the
Perfect.
garrison. So you do your hands-on clear on this first, and then tomorrow, like we'll be starting pipelines. Hmm.
Okay.
All right, guys.
So any command if we are running in Git, so before that we need to mention git.exe, is it?
So because this is Git, so the if I run this clone, the system doesn't know
Mhm.
what is clone, right?
Okay.
They know Git. So first we are running Git, and
Mhm.
this Git tool, because we are in this folder. See, my
Okay.
Git.
We need to
Yeah.
mention extension, then only it will
No, no. If
check.
you don't need to, no need to put extension also. If you
Okay.
put Git as well, and but for this you have to go to the directory where your Git exe present.
Yes. Correct.
So my Git is basically in this folder,
Mm-hmm.
which is git.exe. So I need to browse to this location first and then run this tool. Running this tool means just running Git like this
Yes.
Git and then giving the Git commands like this.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. Hmm. So for interview purpose, he won't ask you like how do you run this. So they will simply ask you the different commands because they
Mm-hmm.
assume like if you know the commands, you can able to run it. So read about on this document. Not only this, you can browse like any documentation on Google or different videos and all. You will get more hands-on experience on this. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, guys, then it's fine.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you, Anurag.
Hmm? Anirudh, any other questions?
No, no.
Oh, yeah. Or if you guys want, I can run few commands just to make you more confident about this. If you guys want, okay, we'll do. So you
Wondering
will also.
how do we use
Mhm. What?
branch? Like how do we select? So git branch command is there, right?
Yeah.
So how do we select a master in that?
Okay. So I'll open that document here. So here, what are we doing? Like we are going to main by
Yeah.
switching from here and there, right?
Yes, yes.
There, if you want to switch from one branch to another, you have to run a command called git checkout. So git reset, git status, rm log, git show branch. So that git branch basically to create a new branch.
Yeah.
So this command will. So if you're just running the git branch, it will show all the branches listed there in your repository. It will show all the branches. If you run git branch and the branch name, it will create a new branch. Okay.
Okay.
And if you want to delete, you run this delete. Okay. Now, if you want to move from one branch to another like this, what you have to do, you have to run this git checkout. That means you are going to put a git checkout branch name. So if you give git checkout branch 2, you will be switched to the branch 2.
Okay. So that's how you go to the master branch and then create a branch out of it.
Correct, correct. So okay, we'll do the same thing. One second. I'll clone this. Git clone is giving some error because of the certificate. You don't need to worry about it, what I'm doing for now. Hmm? खाना खा के Just give me 2 minutes. Okay. So it's giving some certificate errors and all. For that, I'm doing something. You don't need to worry about it. Uh, yeah. Now we'll do the cloning of our main repo where we were doing all these things, which was parts unlimited, and then clone, copy this URL, and open the command prompt. So we need to go to one folder where we want to create the where we want to clone it. So in UI we were giving both the paths, but here first we have to go to particular folder. I want to create inside C drive.
Just you're in C drive only. Back cd dot yes.
Okay, cd get I want to cd. I'll create one more folder.
mkdir
HTML.
mkdir. That's
Okay, created. Okay, I want to go inside this folder. Yeah, here I want to do my git repo and all. So what I'll do, I'll run this command git clone
Mhm.
and copy this URL, which is my repository URL, and run this.
Okay.
Hmm. So it's downloading the code. We can see it there. Okay, so because we are downloading, it doesn't know who is downloading. So first time it will ask us for the credentials. So same way when we connected here, we have connected through the credentials, right? Now
Correct.
here I need to give the credentials here also. So I'll give my credentials.
We need to
Also,
set
I'm giving the wrong credential. Okay, asking again. I forward my password. Mhm. Ajay, can you try on your screen if you remember the password? Hello, Ajay.
yes, Anurag.
Can you try in your machine if you remember the password and all? I don't know why it is not working.
Yes. Okay,
You
let
have
me
the Git.
share my screen.
Hmm.
Uh, okay, how to check it is available in my
Okay,
machine.
you have Visual Studio, right?
Yes.
You share the screen, I'll tell you. Hmm.
Okay, just make me presenter.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you go to C drive.
C drive
C program file
user
86. No, no, not user. C program file 86. Then the last folder, yeah, last
program
folder.
files.
No, yeah, Microsoft Visual Studio.
Which one? Any, yeah?
Microsoft Visual Studio. Yeah,
Any version, huh?
14.0. Yeah, 14, 14, 14. And
Okay.
you have to go inside. Wait, Common 7, the first folder. Yeah, IDE, extensions, extensions. Hmm. Microsoft Web,
Which one?
Microsoft.
This one.
No, no,
Okay.
Microsoft folder. Is
This
there?
is
Yeah.
folder only.
Go inside this. Yeah, web tools,
This one. Go to
web web
web
tools.
tool, huh?
Hmm.
Okay.
And external. Hmm.
External.
Git. Git is there. Second folder. Inside that. Okay.
Yes.
So now here, what do? You go there and click. Yeah. Yes. Click CMD.
So
Run CMD on this. Okay. Hmm. No, no. CMD is fine. Yeah. And run this git clone. Okay. Run this git clone.
I think
Hmm. Enter.
yeah, it is.
Okay. It won't work because
Yeah,
we
after
are
enter it.
cloning. Yeah, yeah. It won't work because we are cloning it inside the program files folder. So it will
Yes.
not take from there. So you give me control of the system. I'll show you what needs to be done.
Yeah, this. Uh-huh.
You click on my name and you will be able to get.
Yes, I'm checking. Give control. Okay.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So what we can do, copy this, CD, make dir other, now CD other. We will be cloning the things there, okay? Now how
Okay.
to copy paste this? This is the way we can run it. Clone.
Okay.
Okay. Now, can you give the path of your repo? Where is that? Where are you going, Ajay? You copy from browser.
Browser, yes, yes. It is taking time to load. Ah,
Hmm? Anirudh, are
we'll
you getting what
take
are we
this
doing?
one.
Yes, yes.
Okay, good.
Understand the command lines like
Hmm.
KDIR and all, but yeah, I can understand that you created a folder. Uh,
Those are the commands actually. Those are manual Windows commands. Normally, it's not very tough.
Yes.
So click on this clone,
So
Ajay.
this
Clone.
is my clone. Huh?
Click on this clone button. Is there right hand side? Here
Yes,
you
yes.
will
I
get the.
clicked
Uh,
actually.
yeah, copy this. What is coming in the box, right?
Yes. Enter. Huh?
Enter.
Failed with status 401. Do I need to connect my Visual Studio here first?
No, no, nothing. No, it's not Visual Studio now. Nandal
Lib
LIB request railway status code 401.
mental error.
401 comes when authentication only, right?
Yes.
Ah, uh, okay, okay. I think wait.
So this is the password. I think you can try and run.
Hmm?
Actually, it asks
Uh,
generate Git credential.
oh, okay, okay. So now this let me try it. HTTPS dev.azure.com. What URL I'm giving? Okay, it worked for me. I'll share my screen back. Thanks, Ajay.
Oh, okay. Let me stop
Yeah,
my.
I think yeah, I'll share my screen. So what happened basically when I was giving this command, git clone this one, it was asking me username password. I was giving my the Microsoft account username password. While we have to give this, so when we go for cloning, it will give us the username and password. So it gives some encrypted password that we have to use it. So I just use this username and this as a password, and so I started doing the cloning. So now it has cloned everything inside. See git, see git Anurag this folder. I get my repository. I got my repository. Okay. So this is the one thing. Now if we do command git branch, it will should show us not a git repository or any product dot git. All right, fine. So we have to go inside to our repo, which is parts unlimited. So cd parts unlimited. I'm going. Now I need to run this command. It's showing you are inside the master branch. Okay. Now let's say we want to connect to another branch, which is I'll copy any other branch name, which is Azure Training. So the command is git checkout Azure Training. So switch to a new branch. Branch is set up a track branch from this. So we are now switched to this branch. Okay. I'll switch back to the master. Fine. So now we are into the master. And let's say because this is our repo which is connected to this, I'll make some changes in any of the file. Get not in this. I'll make somewhere else. Get config. Modify this file here. T123. I'm saving this. And git commit. So it identify the file which is modified, but it's saying changes not staged for commit. So first, I think we have to stage it here. Git stage. Maybe you wanted to say git now. Git stage. This is the file.
Git add stage.
Yeah, no, stage add is when we want. So I given specify the file name which we want to stage. If we are not specifying, we can give git stage start or start, so it will stage whatever the changes file are there. Now I'll run the git commit and it will be committed. Committed fine.
I think this file is open, Anurag. You need to just
Yeah, I'm
check.
closing it. Quit and call. Yeah. Yeah, so it is saying aborting commit due to empty commit message. So when we are committing, we need to give some commit message like this. Test change. One sec. Hello? Yeah, so now this is the way. So when we do in Visual Studio, when we do some commit, we give this change in here, this message. So same message in the command line, we have to give it this. So this all options and all you can read in this document, like how do we use git commit. So I also mostly use this Visual Studio. That's a not more comfortable way. Then I forgot about all these things. But when I'm doing, I'm getting remember. So we have committed it. Now we have to push it. So git push will do. And I think whatever is committed, it automatically will identify and it push it. Yeah, so it pushed our changes. And what changes we made is key 123. We can see these changes in there. If I go to the master, I'll go to the history. Yeah, this is the file just now we changed. And if you want to see what was the change, we can see this line was changed and they added some this 123 over there. So that means our changes is committed. So this way we can use a command line for cloning, switching of the branches, creating the new branches, and committing and pushing and everything we can do through here. Okay. Other things also you can start doing by reading the documents if you are more interested towards the command line.
Okay.
Yeah. Any questions, Anirudh?
No,
Fine, guys. Then so it's okay for now. You guys have any questions from Git? You can ask me at any day. Tomorrow we'll be starting the pipelines. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
no. Okay.
Fine. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.